Hello students, greetings of the day. So the last session we have discussed about the chapter force and motion. So today also we are going to discuss about the same chapter. Okay. So what is by force? Force is defined by either push or pull. So what is by push? That is kicking a ball. For example, kicking a ball. So we are giving force to, that is we are pushing, that is, we are giving force to move an object from one place to another. What is by pull? We are moving an object from the, that is destination to the source. Okay. So for example, pulling the door. Okay, so that is an example for pull. Okay, so the last session we had given many examples. I had given many examples for push and pull. Okay, so what is my motion? Motion is nothing but moving. That is movement. Movement of an object from one place to another. So how the object move from one place to another? Either push or pull. So that is by and force. So by a force, an object is moved from one place to another, and also rest. So how the object will come to rest? With the help of force. Without force, the object cannot come to a rest. So these are all the items we have seen in the last session. Today we are going to see about the types of motion. So what are the types of motion? So already we discussed these types of motion in the last class itself. Okay. So based on the path, the motions are number of types. That is linear, curvilinear, circular, rotatory, oscillatory and zigzag. Okay. So what is by linear? Linear means moving in a straight line. Okay. For example, the bus moved in a straight line. You are going to walk at a certain distance. So that is a linear. Then slide. So that is also an example for linear, moving in a straight line. Okay. So next one, curvilinear. Okay, throwing a ball. That is an object is moving in front of you without any certain path. So that is an example for curvilinear. Okay. So next one, circular. An object is moving in a circular path. Clock. For example, clock. Or tying a stone with a rope and you have to do like this. What happens? The stone will be moved in a circular path. Okay. So that is an example for circular. Next one, rotatory. What is by rotatory? For example, clock also rotatory motion. Okay. It moves in a rotatory motion. Okay. So next one, oscillatory. For example, swing. A pendulum. So after a certain particular period of time, an object moves to the original position. Okay. After a certain particular period of time, an object moves to the original position. Swing, pendulum. So these are all the examples for oscillatory. So next one, zigzag. Okay. Consider a spider or consider any insect. It is moved in a zigzag position. It is not in. So now consider an insect. So it is in a plant. So it moves to another plant. Then it again moves to another plant. So it is not a particular motion. It is, that is said to be zigzag motion. It is in a irregular motion. So these are all the these are all the motions that is distinguished based on path. Okay. So now we are going to see about the motion based on duration. Motion based on duration. Okay. So what is the periodic, non-periodic? What is the periodic? So you are in a classroom. Okay. For every 45 minutes you had a bell. Okay. How will you say that? This period is over. We are going to enter into the next period. Okay. Like that. So how will you say that? That is periodic motion. Okay. So periodic motion. Or else consider day and night. So the night changes into day. So the day changes into night. So how long it will take to the day changes into night? 12 hours it took to the day changes into night and the night changes into day. So it took 12 hours. Okay. So that is periodic. So that periodic motion we know that it is going to happen. Okay. That is going to happen. We can easily predict that it is going to happen. So that is periodic motion. Okay, periodic means at a regular interval of time then object, that is a motion, takes place. Okay, that is periodic motion. Next one, non-periodic motion. What do you mean by non-periodic motion? We don't know how long it will take. So for example, it rains. Do you know when it is going to happen? For example, if it rains at 4 p.m. today, you know whether you know next when will the next rain starts? You don't know. Likewise, for example, earthquake occurs at today 2 p.m. Do you know when the next earthquake will come? No. So that is a non-periodic motion. We don't know when it occurs, when it is going to occur. Okay. So that is called non-periodic motion. Periodic motion means it occurs at a regular intervals of time. Non-periodic motion means we don't know when it occurs. Okay. So that is called periodic motion and non-periodic motion. Okay. Have you all clear about that is periodic motion, non-periodic motion? Okay. So the next one, based on speed. Based on speed. So the two types of, that is, what is that? Uniform motion, non-uniform motion. What am I uniform? So in your class there will be 30 students. So 28 of them are in uniform, that is school uniform, wearing school uniform. 2 of them are wearing color dress. How will you say? He is in ununiform. Okay, like that only you will say. Uniform means common. Okay, common. Okay. So here based on speed. So you have to know the formula, speed equal to distance by time. Okay, this is the formula you should know. So speed equal to distance by time. Okay, so consider a car moving in 50 km per hour. So how many kilometer per hour the car is moving? 50 km per hour. So it is a source and it is a destination. For example, it is your home. It is school. So distance between the school and the home is how many kilometers? For example, 5 km. Okay, distance between the home and the school is 5 km. So the car moves in 50 km per hour. Okay, so the time, how much it will take? For example, 15 minutes. Okay, so home, school, it's a starting point, it is an ending point. There are 2 stops. Okay, 2 area. You can consider there is a 2 area. You can consider this as A, B, C and D. Okay, car starts here at 50 km per hour. Okay, so the total distance is how much? 5 km and the total time take to reach is 15 minutes. So from A to B, how many minutes it will take? So 1, 2, 3. So 15 by 3, 5 minutes. So it will take 5 minutes. Okay, from B to C it took 5 minutes. So from C to D it took 5 minutes. Okay, so at regular intervals of time. Okay, it took each part took 5 minutes. So that is uniform motion. Okay, the areas also split into equally and the time taken also split equally. So it is an uniform motion. Okay, so for example, consider for non-uniform motion, consider for example, consider bus. Okay, when it starts, how will it start? It is at rest. When it starts, it will, whether it took 50 km speed? No, it starts at 20 km, next 30 km, next 50 km. Okay, like that only it moves. Okay, so that is an example for non-uniform motion. Okay, here, for example, consider the same example. It will took here 7 minutes. Another it may took here 2 minutes. And then it will took here 9 plus 6, 15. So like this, if it moves, like this, if a car moves to reach a home from the school, to reach a school from the home, this is called non-uniform motion. Okay, the speed doesn't, that is the speed and the time is not regular. Okay, it is not regular. But in uniform motion, the speed and time is regular. But in non-uniform motion, it is not regular. So these are all the motion types of motion that is based on path and duration and speed. Okay, for a path, it is linear, curvilinear, circular, rotatory, oscillatory and zigzag. Okay, have you clear about this? And for duration, it is periodic and non-periodic. That is, motion occurs at regular intervals of time. But for non-periodic, the motion does not occur at regular periods does not occur regular period. Okay, so for uniform motion, the speed and the time is divided into equal intervals. Okay, equally, commonly, uniformly. Okay, but in non-uniform motion, the speed and the time is not uniform. Okay, so these are all the types of motion. Okay, so there are also multiple motion. What is the multiple motion? Multiple motion means at a time number of motion takes place simultaneously. Okay, for example, you are riding a bicycle. Okay, you are riding a bicycle on a road. So you are moving in a linear path. So that is, there it took linear motion takes place. And also your wheel, the wheel of your bicycle moves in a circular motion. Okay, so the two types of motion took place here. So that is a multiple motion. Multiple motion means many types of motion. That is, types of motion occurs at a particular time. Okay, so these are all the types of motion. Okay, motion means movement. Okay, so let us we can discuss about the robotics. Okay, so next one, robotics. Have you ever seen robot? What is a robot? Have you ever seen robot? I think in your movie, that Endiran film. Have you seen robot? Yes. So what does it do? What it do? It did what are the works we are given. What are all the works the human give? They do. Okay. So how they do? They did by the program. What is the program? We had seen the computer lesson, no? What is the fifth generation of computer that we are using? In fifth generation of computer, what we are using? Artificial intelligence. We had seen that. Okay. Keep in memory that is artificial intelligence. By using that artificial intelligence, the robots are working. Okay. So robots work. What are all the human instructed? So what are all the instructions will be programmed in robot, and that instruction by using that instruction the robot will work. Okay, so how it will work? So how it will be working? So it will work based on their memory. It has some memory. Even in your phone there will be memory. So what are all the programs you are using? It will be stored in your memory. Likewise, it has a big bag, so we can store what are all the instructions, that is program according to their language we store within it, and it works based on it. Okay, so here we are going to see about robot. Okay, come. What robot? It is a Sikh word. Okay, it is a Sikh word, robota. Okay, robota. So robota means forced labor. Labor means worker. Okay, so forced labor, work. Labor means work. So robota comes from the Sikh word named robota. It means forced labor. So robot is an automatic machine. It do their work automatically. If it is programmed, it can do their work automatically. And it is a mechanical. It do mechanical works. What are the works the robot can do? It do mechanical works. All types of mechanical works it do. And it do the works repetitively and also faster. Okay, it do the works repetitively and faster, and it do the work accurately. Even the calculator, even we can do the addition, subtraction, multiplication, but there will be some minute errors. But if robot do, what happens? There will be no error in it. Okay, accurately it will do. Okay, so next one, it can handle dangerous materials. It can handle dangerous materials, even the atom bomb. So in that also we can use robots to work. Since atom bomb is a heavy material, that is, it is an explosive material, we should not touch it here with our hand. So we can use robots for handling dangerous materials. Okay, and we can explore distant planets. We are using satellites, right? So for that purposes also we can use what? Robots. So robots are helps to explore distant planets. Okay, and it can do eye operations, and it can do eye operations. Okay, even in medical field also we can use robots. You can, in that Chitti film, that is Endiran film also, it can do that labor, right? The delivery for a woman, it will do a delivery. Okay, so for that also we can use robots. Robots can do also eye operations, and also it is helpful in assembling a car. Okay, for assembling a car, that is many parts are in our car. Okay, so for engine, tire, for fitting that, for assembling that, we can use robots. Okay, so what are all the works that the robots can do? It can do mechanical works, and it can also do the works faster and accurately, and it can also helps to handle dangerous materials, and it helps to explore distant planet, and even eye operations, and for assembling the car also the robots are helpful. Okay, so the next one, how the robot sense. It can able to see. So how it can able to see? With the help of electronic sensor. With the help of electronic sensor, the robots can see, and also it can hear. Okay, so next one, it has twin video camera. It has a twin video camera. With the help of that, it can rotate, and it can see 3D view. Okay, so 3D view is available by using the twin video camera. Okay, so the next one, it has a microphones. So with the help of twin video camera, 3D view, that is video camera, it can see, and with the help of microphones, it can detect sound. The ears can detect sound. So for ear, what they fix? They fix microphone, and for eye they fix twin video camera. Okay, so for two eyes, twin means two. Okay, so next one, pressure sensor. Pressure sensor helpful to touch. Okay, so for example, it can hold an egg. So how tight it should be? So it can feel that. Okay, for an egg, it should tight a little amount. For a weighing machine, if you took any weighing machine, so how tight it should be? So that can be felt by pressure sensor. Okay. Next one, it has a heavy luggage. For what they are used? They are used to send and receive information. So that heavy luggage, that is memory, that is used to send and receive information with radio waves. Okay, so that is a heavy luggage that is used to send and receive information with radio waves. Okay, so the next one, so already I said that it has an artificial intelligence. So now we are using artificial intelligence. With the help of that artificial intelligence, computer that humans are programmed. So that program is like human brain. That the program is compared to, that is artificial intelligence, that is compared to human brain. So that for brain they are using artificial intelligence, so that robots are working. Okay, and it can recognize even that what is that computer even though the programs are done, some drawbacks are in robots. Okay, so that the thinking capacity and all, some drawbacks are there, still they are working to feel the robots. Okay, so nowadays there is a robot for recognizing the face, in the crowd. If you want to if robots are there, if we instruct them to find them, to catch them, they can catch them. Okay. So the next one, thinking capacity. It also has a thinking capacity. It can play games even more faster than human. Okay. Likewise, it also has memory so that it can think and it can do the operations. Okay. So the next one, nanorobotics. Nanorobotics are used in medical field for removing the cancer cells without disturbing the healthy cells. For that they are using the nanorobotics, and also for observing the for that and all nanorobotics are useful. Okay, so today we had discussed about what is the types of motion and robotics. So robotics are using artificial intelligence, that is programmed in artificial intelligence, so that it will do all the works. Even they can do that is eye operations, assembling the car, and also they can having a thinking capacity, and they can able to see, touch, feel, and also they can hear with the help of their what is that, their functions. Okay, today's session is over. Have you all clear about today's session? Okay, so this lesson is over. In your book they had given activity. Okay, so you have to complete activity 2, activity 3, activity 4, activity 5 and activity 6. Okay, that is simple. You can use your knowledge. Okay, by using that you have to do. So if you have any doubt, you can consult with your parents or elders. Okay, so you have to complete the activity on the next session. Okay, thank you all. Let us meet in the next video.
Periodic and non-periodic changes. Periodic changes. Periodic changes are events that repeat themselves after a certain amount of time and whose occurrence can be predicted. The Earth's rotation on its axis, the Earth's revolution around the Sun, and hence day and night or seasons are examples of periodic change. Non-periodic changes. The changes that do not repeat themselves at regular intervals of time are called non-periodic changes. Natural disasters such as earthquakes, cyclones, volcanic eruptions, etc. are some occurrences that do not occur at regular intervals. Sneezing or car breakdown, etc. are other examples of non-periodic changes.
Uniform motion and non-uniform motion. A body is said to be in uniform motion if it travels equal distances in equal intervals of time. A body is said to have non-uniform motion if it travels unequal distances in equal intervals of time. For example, consider a car moves from one position to another position about 16 meters distance within time t 8 seconds. Here, the car starts from O and after 2 seconds, it reaches position A covering a distance of 4 meters from the origin as shown. In next 2 seconds, it reaches position B covering a distance of 8 meters from origin, and in next 2 seconds, it reaches C covering a distance of 12 meters from origin, and in next 2 seconds, it reaches D covering a distance of 16 meters from origin. In this case, the car covers a total distance of 16 meters in 8 seconds with equal intervals of 2 seconds. It means that the distance covered by the car is directly proportional to the time. From this illustration, we can conclude that the car had travelled equal distances in equal intervals of time. So, this type of motion is known as uniform motion. Another example. Consider a car moves from one position to another position about 16 meters distance within time t 8 seconds. Here, the car starts from O and after 2 seconds it reaches position A covering a distance of 2 meters from the origin as shown. It reaches position B covering a distance of 8 meters from origin, and in next 2 seconds it reaches C covering a distance of 10 meters from origin, and in next 2 seconds it reaches D covering a distance of 16 meters from origin. In this case, the car covers a distance of 16 meters in each 2-second interval. From this illustration, we can conclude that the car had travelled unequal distances in equal intervals of time. So, this type of motion is called as non-uniform motion.
Hello everyone, in this video I'll give you an introduction to robotics. Robotics sounds cool, right? Yes, it is cool. Not because of its name, but because of the work we do here and things we make. What comes to your mind when you hear the word robot? Some of you may have the misconception of big machines to be considered as a robot. It's wrong. The simplest definition of a robot is any matter that has at least 1 degree of freedom, and the robots which take shape of a human are called humanoids. What on earth is robotics? Robotics is the study of robots, making of robots, playing with them. Why do you think we need robotics? Robots make our task easy. They can do repetitive tasks without getting bored. They don't need rest. They never get sick. And the best part, they never complain. Moving on to the fundamental blocks of a robot: mechanical system, power supply system, sensors, signal processing system, and the control system. Mechanical system comprises of the chassis, wheels, and their placement. This system decides the locomotion of the robot. By this, we can move our robot in any direction. We need a device which convert electrical energy to mechanical energy, and such devices are called actuators. The most popular actuator is the DC motor. For a robot to work properly, we need power supply, which acts as food to the robot. Unless we feed the robot, it can't work. For this, we supply DC power, which is provided by a battery. The next part is the most interesting and fascinating thing you'll ever get to know about robots. You know, we humans are independent to an extent because of our senses. Then, for the robot to be independent, what will we need? By totally independent or autonomous, I mean the robot should work on its own without any human interference. Most of you will agree that it needs intelligence. This intelligence is imparted by us humans. Is it enough? Well, of course it's enough. The robot will work with that, but it will be totally isolated from the outside world. For it to be interactive, we implant sensors. A sensor is a device which is capable of sensing physical parameters like temperature, pressure, heat, magnetic fields, radio waves, IR waves, etc. and is sent to process. The data from the sensors and electrical and digital signals need to be processed so that robot analyzes the situation and make its move. For this, we introduce electronic components to process the signal. Control system is the major governing system of a robot. Every system that is present inside a robot and function can be represented in the form of control system. Based on control, robots are classified as manual, semi-autonomous, and autonomous. Manual are wired and wireless. Autonomous are pre-programmed and self-learning. Pre-programmed, the example can be given as a line follower, which once given a task to move on a black line, it keeps following a black line. Self-learning are the obstacle detection robot, which move on their path. When they detect an obstacle, they move backwards, turn their position, again move forward. You know, everything has advantage and disadvantage. Advantage of robots are they are faster than human, they are automatic, and we can use them where we can't go. Like, you know, we can explore space, we can explore mines, we can explore volcanoes. See, it's so dangerous, but we can do that with the help of robots. The disadvantages of robots are people can lose jobs in factories. We need more supply and need maintenance of the robots, which becomes very costly. Thanks for watching the video. If you like to take more